Tajikistan has experienced unprecedented downpours for this country. The precipitation exceeded the norm by 10 times. Landslides killed 21 people. Baktit, Radaki District, Nurabad, Tajikabad and Varzab. Heavy rains have fallen in all mountainous regions of Tajikistan, including Dushan. The rainfall caused mudslides and rockfalls. Residents in the east of the country suffered the most. In the city of Baghdad, 17 people became victims of landslides. Dozens of houses were damaged, highways and bridges destroyed. With a monthly norm of precipitation of 2 millimeters, it fell, according to forecasters, 10 times more. At the 21st kilometer, 15 cars were sunk because of heavy rainfall. But the efforts of our rescuers and IRS employees prevented the tragedy, said Yamid Yusufi, head of the press center of the Committee for Emergency Situations and Civil Defense under the government of Tajikistan. 2 residents died in Radaki district and 2 more died in Varzab district. Rescuers in the south evacuated residents in time. President Emomali Rahman took personal control of the situation. The head of state expressed condolences to the families of the victims and instructed those responsible to provide the necessary assistance to the injured. The tall volcano near the capital of the Philippines has released volcanic gas into the atmosphere. The gas release near Manila was so powerful that the concentration of sulfur dioxide in the air increased significantly and volcanic smog was formed. Many schools in the capital region and neighboring provinces cancelled classes. Residents are advised not to leave home unnecessarily, and aircraft should avoid traveling near the volcano. Earlier, scientists from Kamchatka released unique footage from the Shiveluch volcano. This time they carefully studied 3 fissures. Heavy rains with thunderstorms hit the east and south of Kazakhstan. Abnormal precipitation is aggravated by dense fog. In Almaty, the downpour has not stopped since morning. Strong winds are tearing umbrellas from the hands of passers-by. Dozens of utility crews are making sure storm drains don't get clogged. But branches and debris often fall into them. Fountains are gushing out of the ground on the roads. According to forecasters, rains in the southern capital of Kazakhstan will not stop until night, so drivers are advised to strictly observe the distance and speed limits, as well as to refuse sharp maneuvers. Experts remind that in such weather the risk of car accidents increases by 40%. Heavy rains paralyzed Almaty, 9 millimeters of precipitation fell, flooding the yards. In eastern India, 12 people have died and 14 others have been injured by lightning strikes caused by extreme weather conditions. The tragedy happened in the state of Odisha. People died as early as Saturday. Specialists recorded about 61,000 lightning discharges in the state within 2 hours. Forecasters have warned of a sharp deterioration of weather and heavy rains in the east of the country in the coming days. The bad weather is associated with powerful cyclones that are currently formed in the Bay of Bengal. Last year, lightning strikes killed nearly 1,000 people in India, local news agency PTI reported. Earlier in Turkey, floods caused by heavy rains killed 4 people and injured 7 others. Ten people have become victims of a powerful tornado in China. At least 10 people have died because of the powerful tornado that hit the eastern Chinese province of Jiangsu, local media reported. Several settlements were affected by the disaster, more than 1,500 houses were damaged. To eliminate the consequences of the disaster, representatives of specialized local departments went to the scene. Affected residents were taken to hospitals. Earlier it was reported that the consequences of the devastating storm Daniel are eliminated in Greece. The victims of the disaster were 16 people, drowned tens of thousands of animals. A natural fire occurred in Tuops. Rescuers are liquidating a fire that broke out in the Bugsky district forestry of Tuops district, Krasnodar region. This is stated in the message of the Regional Forest Fire Center. Smoke in the area of the settlement of Tuops on the street Kirichenko from the forest, recorded remote monitoring system. A grass fire was detected on the spot, firefighters started extinguishing. Later the fire was localized on the area of 0.4 hectares, currently specialists are working on its complete elimination. A large natural fire occurred in August in Jelenzik, a few days later it was completely extinguished. According to the authorities, the consequences of the emergency are yet to be assessed, but the forest will be restored for a long time.
А он, как известно, ошибок не прощает. Поэтому всегда думайте о последствиях и предупреждайте об этом своих детей.
2 people died as a result of a lightning strike in Mexico, Michoacan state. The tragedy occurred when a man and a woman were walking on the beach. The tragedy occurred at the famous tourist beach of Aquila in the state of Michoacan. The deceased were a woman and a man, the newspaper reported. The woman died instantly, as a lightning strike passed directly over her head. The man was a few centimeters away from her, so he received serious burns. After the incident, he was rushed to the hospital, but doctors did not have time to save him, the injuries received by the victim were too serious. A dust cloud has again covered Tashkent. A dust haze has been recorded in Tashkent. Visibility deteriorated to 1.4 thousand meters. The citizens were urged not to leave their homes or premises, to close windows, and to wear medical masks when traveling on the streets. Dust haze in Tashkent will persist during the day and in the coming night, the Izhidromet press service reported. During the day, the dust content exceeded the permissible norms 43 times. The wind came to the Uzbek capital from the west and lifted dust particles from the dried-up surface of the ground. Before that, a dust cloud fell on Tashkent in November 2021. This phenomenon was registered in the country for the first time in 150 years of official meteorological observations. The dust cloud hung over the city for several days.